Welcome. I hope you can see and hear me okay here. We're at a special place today for our meeting in our office on 8th Street. And we've got a good crew here right now, and we got some nice refreshments. So you're missing out the people on Zoom on our nice food here today, this morning. So welcome everybody. I don't know if you know, but among other groups, this month is Older Americans Month. And the theme is Aging Unbound. So that's something we can maybe be thinking about during this meeting. We are a group, such a diverse group, and we are definitely unbound. So senior and disability action and all of our members. I want to do right now the land acknowledgement that we have been doing for a number of years now. We acknowledge that we are meeting on the traditional land of the Robert Bush Ohlone people and pay our respect to elders both past and present, as well as future generations. We honor the native land and accept our responsibilities as guests in this territory. We call San Francisco, California. Next, I want to make an announcement that I don't know if people know about, but it's a sad announcement in one way, but it's a happy announcement for the people involved. Which is, two of our staff members are leaving us. Sarah Jarman, who's been here for, I think I heard you say, Sarah, 14 years. She was with Planning for Elders, of course, when we did our merger, which we celebrated 10 years at our big celebration. We were 10 years, but Sarah preceded us. There she is. Okay, she's here in person. And Sarah has done so much with FBA. She was so involved with our survival schools and with our support for all of our staff on all the different campaigns. And then a couple of years ago, we decided that we needed a full-time, what we call development director, but someone who helped us raise money. And Sarah was outstanding. I mean, not only, I'm sure Jessica could attest to this, helping because Jessica was so involved in the grants, but Sarah took over working on getting grants for us, being the organizer of our annual fundraiser, and all of the other outreach we did for donors. So we're so grateful for all the work she's done. But the good news for Sarah is she's moving on to what she said was her passion, which is to work in public health. And she's going to be working for the city of San Francisco. She's not going away. We'll still be able to see her. More slowly. Okay, I think I hear that every time. I could be speaking more slowly. So we just want to let you know that Sarah will be with us, I think, through the end of June, and possibly for a little bit longer on a very part-time basis. And then she will be moving on to the Department of Public Health here in San Francisco. And our second staff member who is leaving us is right there on the Zoom, Peter. Peter has been with us for about 4 years, I believe, and has been our coordinator of our peer advocates. And I know all the people that are here are on Zoom that are peer advocates know how wonderful he has worked with them. I mean, I've heard a lot of tributes for Peter. And he's also worked a lot in the Filipino community, working with Lolita. He's done a lot of outreach, and he and Dawson were the lead coordinators of our Wi-Fi campaign. So we can go on and on about Peter also. But he is also going on to something very positive in his life. He's going to be going, I think it's NYU, is it, Peter? Yeah, maybe if you want to say a little bit about that, but he's going on to one of his passions and will be getting a master's degree in city planning. And then he's coming back. He will be coming back to the Bay Area, but he will be in New York for a while. So hopefully we'll get some messages from New York from him and maybe some of our meetings even. So congratulations to Peter for his enrollment there at NYU. That's a great thing. So, just wanted to let everybody know, that, Peter will be with us until the end of June also. So there are some big changes here at SDA, and we'll be having new people coming in and replacing our staff, and we're looking forward to some other changes that may take place in our thinking about what different roles are. But we're very grateful for all the work that both Peter and Sarah have done over the years. And feel free to email them personally if you like. So I'm going to hand it over to Jessica now, and she's going to make some positive announcements.
Announcement. I think that is the hard stuff. And let me clarify, they will never be replaced.
No.
Kidding. But I do have two fun announcements about staffing. So I want to introduce Grace Clark. Must be seated. There are no standing people, so we have to friendly space. So Grace is a brand new attendant employer organizer. And Grace, you want to just say something about who you are and what the heck that job means?
Sure, yeah, so I have been working as a home care attendant for a couple of years, and I also have community organizing experience. So we're doing some trainings on rights and responsibilities of employers, people who do home care. And we'll be doing some outreach and stuff like that. So yeah, really happy to be here.
And we just hired a transit justice organizer. I know people have been waiting for this for a while. Shia is going to be our new transit organizing director. And Shia uses they, them pronouns, and they are going to jump on the Zoom at the end of the meeting to say hi. And they come with a ton of disability and community organizing experience. So I think they'll be a great addition to the team along with Grace and everybody else. All right, so I'm going to move into community access and meeting guidelines. Peter's going to bring some slides up.
I am, and I have one request, Jessica. Just a reminder from some folks in the chat, just asking folks to remember to mask. And then a second request, if it's possible for the facilitators to come actually to the table, and maybe Marie could sit at the end of the table or Eric could sit at the end of the table, that will greatly improve the audio, I think, because what's happening is I think there's a couple levels of distance between, and we want to make sure that the speakers are as close to the owl as possible. Just a suggestion that should work, I think, and help improve, because it's
They're working on
some gaps for the audio for the interpreters. And yes, I'll pull up the slides right now. Thanks. Oh, yes, if the owl can be moved at all closer, that's a good idea as well.
This. Can you all see me and hear me? In the room you can. Eric can see me and hear me.
Yeah, I can barely see you.
Can you hear me better?
Sorry, I'm muted. I was saying, yes, we can hear you better.
Okay, thank you.
Let's see how this works, and we'll let you know if there's any more tweaks, but let's go with this. Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, so first I want to say a word on access. So at SDA, we believe in collective access, right? Do people know now what collective access is? So collective access means that getting your access needs met is not the responsibility of any one person. We're not putting the burden on the person who needs access, but that we all share responsibility for it, right? And we all work to communicate with each other about how we can make our space as accessible as possible to as many people with different disabilities as possible. Okay, so okay, so there's a few ways that we strive for access. So we share some information about the meeting in advance. I think we're striving, getting to a point where we can share the agenda in advance. Agendas are available in hard copy and online. We provide captioning. Oh, and I wonder if we should be showing is there anyone in here who would like to see the captioning on the screen? Don't hesitate to say yes if you want that. Okay, so people online can see that. If there are things in the chat that that we need to share, we will definitely do that. Peter online will be sharing that. Oh, good. Arlene online says the sound is much better. Thank you, Arlene. And welcome. I'm glad to have you. And if there are questions and comments that people can't hear, we will repeat them. We will also share information from the chat and other materials after the meeting. And we will adapt as other needs are expressed, right? So things like jumping in to say, hey, we're talking too fast for the interpreters, or, you know, reminding folks to put on masks. Susie, don't forget to put your mask back on. So, you know, all of those kinds of things, we just work together to make it happen. All right, and next we're going to talk about meeting guidelines. So SDA has a number of guidelines that we use to help create the kind of welcoming, respectful space that we want, where we can really learn from each other, and we can have conflict, and that's okay, and we keep going. So here are the guidelines. Use I statements to avoid generalizations. So I feel this, I did this, not you did that. Address concerns directly, name conflict as it arises. Ask questions with curiosity instead of judgment. Hey, why are we doing this? Not, this is terrible, why are we doing this? Be patient with each other, right? There's a lot going on. We're still in COVID times. The tech stuff is complicated. We're all here because we care about our community. So let's be patient. Expect and accept lack of closure. We're not going to get to everything today. We're not going to answer all the questions that we all have in our heads today, and that's okay. So we're going to expect and accept that lack of closure. Make space for intent and impact, right? How people are thinking about things is important. And sometimes people have good intentions and can have a negative impact. Both of those are important. No bigotry, hate, or slander. All truth is true. Meaning that what's truth for someone else may not be yours. That's okay. Take space, make space. If you are someone who doesn't say a lot, we want to hear from you. If you're someone who has already spoken at some point, make space for others. Practice self and community care. One person speaks at a time. Correct with care, right? If we need to remind someone of something, we'll do it with care and patience. Don't assume knowledge. If we use jargon, let's explain those terms. And appreciate cultures through community. Do those sound good to everybody? A thumbs up if you like those and we're ready to do that. Awesome. Okay. So today we are very excited that,
For my meeting, never touched anything.
okay, Amy brought you all back. We thought you disappeared and now I'm running into the table. Yeah, Sarah, come sit next to me. So we're very excited that, oh, I don't want to see us.
I did.
Oh, Peter spotlighted us.
Oh, that was me. You can still go back to gallery view on your specific screen if you want.
Yes, nice. Okay, I'm like, I don't want to see myself so big. So today we're talking about SDA's theory of change. And this is a term that was new to pretty much all of us, probably new to a lot of you. And welcome, it's so exciting to see more folks coming in.
You know,
We're gonna make space, yes. And there's another chair over there, I see. So anyway, the theory of change is really about what are we trying to do as an organization, right? Why is Senior Disability Action here? And so as staff, we've gone through a whole process of coming up with this. And we're pretty excited. We want to share it with everyone and get people's thoughts on it and think about how we are working together to make change. So I'm going to turn it over to Sarah to talk more about what this is all about.
Hi, everybody. Good to see you all. Good to be here with everybody. So a theory of change is basically that. It is for, it's for an organization to think about what do we have and where are we trying to go? And so it's starting with who we are, what our resources are, what the problem is we're trying to address, and then what are the things we do to address those problems? What do we hope comes out of the things we do to address the problems? And then what do we hope for the change to be with the work that we do? And the thing about SDA is that we have our mission statement and we think about the work that we're trying to accomplish all the time, every day. But this is a way for us to really take stock of all the good we are together and help us really strategize about what we can accomplish. So we do this for our campaigns, but then we've also done it for our whole organization. So a theory of change is it's an activity that you go through to develop this, and then you have it. And Dawson's going to show you what we've come up with as an organization for our theory of change, and get a chance to talk about it some, get your input on it, and see if it all makes sense. Because it's really a way for us to look back and say, oh yeah, we're doing these things, or, oh, we said we wanted to change legislators' minds on senior and disability issues. And we can look at the work we've done and ask ourselves, have we done that? If we have, great, how could we do more of it? If we haven't, what do we need to do to accomplish that goal, which we see as an important part of our work? So I hope that makes sense. There are a lot of details and technicalities of what you do when you come up with a theory of change. But I think that just understanding that it's why we're here, who we are, what we do, and what we're trying to accomplish through what we do. To make, and of course, we all know our end goal is building our movement and making a stronger community of seniors and people with disabilities. So I don't know, I guess I don't have time for questions. I don't think I'm doing questions now, facilitator. Anybody here who's a facilitator? So okay. I think we're not doing questions now, and we're going to get into a group discussion pretty soon. If you have questions about anything I've said so far, please write them down and we'll talk about them in the small groups. But right now, Dawson is going to share our theory of change, the one that we developed with staff and members and the board. Dawson, maybe someone wants to help Dawson out with that.
Take the sign.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
Okay, I got it.
You are.
Thank you, Sarah. So before I begin, I want to make sure everyone has a copy of this long paper that we were actually talking about. So Jessica, maybe you can bring in the paper. And Sarah can help us share it. So theory of change, right? Theory of change is a way we understand what our goals are at SDA and how we're gonna get to those goals. If you ever had questions, well, what the heck is SDA doing? Theory of change that we have is a way to understand it. If you have questions of why do we have these general meetings? Why do we have so many different programs? Why do we do all these different things? Because we have the goals that we want to achieve with these activities, right? So Peter, if you have the copy of the theory of change, maybe you can help us pull it up on the screen so everyone can see it as well. Amazing. You get a star for being a great, what's it called, online facilitator. All right, so this is the first part of the theory of change. I want to actually start with the last part. Ultimate impacts. So, I believe we'll also still have the mission. Well, actually, never mind. Peter, go back to the first one because I want to talk about the mission and the priority population.
Yeah, sorry, I pulled up this version.
Okay.
It's a little easier to see.
All right,
Go
and
ahead.
everyone has the long paper or they can share with their partner. The long paper, all right, Susie, there's one behind you. There you go. All right, so the mission. Can someone help us read it, actually? No, okay. I will read it. So San Francisco Senior and Disability Action mobilizes and educates seniors and people with disabilities to fight for individual rights and social justice. Through individual support and collective action, we work together to create a city and world in which seniors and people with disabilities can live in well and safely. Does it sound familiar to anyone?
Where is that?
It's right on the top right here.
Oh, okay, I was looking over here.
Anyone feel like this is familiar to you all at all?
Yeah,
It's familiar. Where is it familiar from? Eric?
it's familiar every time we meet, practically.
Exactly. Every time we meet, we practically talk about it because it's on our website, it's on our brochures. This is the mission of Senior and Disability Action. It also talks about how mobilizing and educating and through individual support and working together collectively, we try to achieve a world and a city of San Francisco and also the larger Bay Area, of course, where seniors and people with disabilities, we can be happy, healthy, and live safely and well, okay? So from that is the biggest mission, and that's where the theory of change is coming from. Because we have the mission. How are we going to get to that big mission, right? How are we going to ensure everyone who has a disability or who is a senior in San Francisco lives well and safely? Of course, we need to break that big task into small little tasks, right? So first we need to identify, well, who are the big picture seniors and people with disabilities, right? Look at this long box right under the mission on the top, right? It says seniors and people with disabilities, particularly those who are lower income and or people of color, with primary focus on San Francisco and the broader Bay Area, right? We're not talking about all seniors and people with disabilities in America, in the world. We're talking about people with disabilities and seniors in San Francisco and the Bay Area. And we think that we make our lives better here and we impact the world being better in the future, which is also how the ADA came from, right? The Americans with Disabilities Act, it came from San Francisco, right? The Bay Area movement, and then it spread to the world. So making change locally makes the world better. We know that from history. Okay, so now we know who we serve, what's our mission, and I also want to mention again, like staff and board and everyone of this organization are part of the priority population, right? We need to remember that we're including ourselves into the priority population that we are serving. We're not saying, oh, we're working for seniors and people with disabilities. We're saying we're working with, because we ourselves are, okay? Next, I want to go to the last slide, Peter, onto the ultimate impacts, please. So now we're gonna read the chart. It's a really long chart from the right to the left. Look at the outcomes and ultimate impacts. The very rightmost column, it says ultimate impact, okay? Can anyone help me read the last column? If not, I'll read it. I don't mind doing it. All right, I'll just read it. Okay. Our ultimate impact means what impact do we want in San Francisco in general? We want our priority population, remember we said it's seniors and disabled people in San Francisco Bay Area.
Sorry.
Seniors and people with disabilities in San Francisco and Bay Area have resources we need to live well and safely and flourish. We want us to do great, okay? The second thing we want us to have is to be active in our society and have power as individuals and as a community. We want us to recognize that every single one of us here and online has power individually, and that power multiplies, it doesn't add, it multiplies when all of us get together, okay? Like right now, this is like evidence of power actually. And then the second impact that we want to have on people who are maybe not part of our priority population, so not seniors and disabled people of San Francisco and the Bay, but other people who have agency in making our lives better or worse. We want San Francisco Bay Area policymakers and community take SDA's priority population, so seniors and disabled people of San Francisco and the Bay Area, into account in words and actions. So not just, sometimes we are forgotten even in words. People don't talk about us at all, but we want to be reflected both in words and actions, okay? And we want ourselves to be equal participants in society. All right, is that clear to everyone? Okay, I see not. All right, so how do we measure that? How do we measure, living well, safely and flourishing, being active in our society and having power as individuals? And how do we measure, policymakers talking about us and making actual change? But look at the outcomes. It's the column right next to the ultimate impacts. So can someone read the blue small box, the square box? It's the top left box under the outcomes.
Priority population has increased awareness of available social services.
All right, thank you, Susie. So more awareness of available social services is one of the ways we'll measure that we have resources, okay? Romana, so your hand, can you read the second one?
On priority population, increased use of social services, people support each other by sharing resources.
Thank you. So using the services more and supporting each other by sharing what services we have is the way we will measure that we are a community and that we are actually having access to the resources, okay? Can someone read me the green box? Eric, you want to read the green box?
This one,
Yeah,
I'll try.
you got this.
Priority population has resources they need to, oh,
You got it. This is.
so I pointed it out. Okay, priority population experiences increased social connection and empowerment.
Hey, you got it. So we have more social connectedness, so feeling more connected to one another and feeling more empowered is the way we're going to measure that we have power as individuals and as a community, right? The more we feel connected to one another in this room and online, the more we feel empowered to take action, the more power we have as individuals and community. That makes sense, right? That's natural. Okay. A yellow box on anyone online want to read it out loud? Just go for it. I don't see hands.
Which yellow box are you talking about?
This-
Okay,
I know there are lots of yellow boxes.
yeah, priority population has increased awareness of organizing work.
All right, Eric. Priority population has more awareness of how to do organizing. Can anyone here give me a definition of organizing? There's no wrong answer. Yeah, right.
Kathy?
I go to Matthew West at the MPA.
Yeah,
And talk to him about trying to get the buses I want.
yeah, so I'm projecting to people online. So Bert said, go to Matt West at MTA and telling about the buses that he wants is one of the ways to organize. Okay, I heard Kathy's name online. Can you go for it, Kathy?
I'm sorry, what do you want me to do?
Oh, sorry,
did you
Kathy.
have a
I thought you were saying,
Organizing?
No, I didn't say anything. No,
Okay.
my bad, Kathy.
I was
So-
trying to keep under control.
So-
So,
Organizing, yes, Susie.
Planning and action.
Planning and action, yeah. So those are great examples of organizing. Organizing is when we all get together. It can be done individually, but it's more powerful when it's everyone together. Going to someone who can make a decision that changes an issue to something that we need. It could be a policymaker like Matt West or a city worker, right?
They come here.
Exactly, or it could be a company, right? Like AT&T, when we went to AT&T's Western Region president for Wi-Fi issues, right? All those things. And David, I saw your hand earlier. Can you also give another definition of something better, more coherent than what I gave?
It was
for
actually
it.
Alice. I was gonna say getting people involved to achieve a goal or work on a cause.
Exactly. Thank you very much, Alice. That's very succinct and accurate. So even getting everyone together to participate in a meeting today is first building social connectedness, right? We're all connecting to one another. And I encourage you to do it more during a break and the lunch. And getting together on an issue of what matters to us, right? Politically and socially. That's one of the ways to organize, right? Per our definition. Okay, I know I went on for a little longer, so please read the second yellow box on the bottom left. Someone, go for it. Just jump for it.
Priority population has increased involvement in organizing work.
Hey, thank you.
Well,
Okay, so Roman said, increased involvement and organizing will work. We want more people to show up to more meetings and, more people to show up to more meetings. Next, policy wins for the priority population. The goal of having more meetings is not just more meetings. We want to win, okay? And then right below that small box, the box that begins strong and organized movement. Can someone read it? Online, folks?
strong and organized.
Go for it.
Go ahead.
Strong and organized movement of seniors and people with disabilities in the San Francisco Bay Area.
Thank you, Kathy. So more wins and more people involved means that we have a strong and organized movement. We want to build it from small actions going to the city hall, etc., to a big movement, right? And it has been done before, it can be done again, okay? The last one, who started reading with Cassie? Can you please go read the last box second to the right, the yellow one?
Where it says improved,
Yeah, go ahead, Arlene.
okay, improved and more equitable services and resources, those traditionally furthest from the services resource prioritized.
Right. So ultimately, from having more actions and more wins, what does win specifically mean? We need more resources that are equitable, right? We're not just talking affordable housing, we're talking deeply affordable housing, right? Those traditionally furthest from services. So people who are not caught in the web of the service, they get prioritized by our action. And you have to think about how SDA is a unique organization in San Francisco that connects seniors and disabled people. There's a big wedge between seniors and disabled people in San Francisco, if you think about it. even though our policymakers treat our populations the same, right? They make resources for both of our populations together. There's still fighting between our communities for resources. People are saying, well, why are there not more disabled seats on the buses? The seniors are saying, no, we need more senior seats on the buses, et cetera.
I lived in a formerly senior housing.
Mhm.
Section of housing authority, and when they moved so-called disabled people in, which included people with alcohol and mental health and stuff, like a lot of the seniors were
Right.
not so comfortable.
Yeah, thanks, Bert. So there is an evidence of ableism and ageism from both communities, right? From seniors towards disabled people and from disabled people towards seniors. And we're saying actually getting together and fighting together gets our more resources instead of saying, okay, less resources for disabled people, more resources for seniors. No, we're saying there's enough money in the city and in the government for resources for everyone, then we don't have to fight each other for it, okay? Thank you, Peter. Can we move to the activities and output slide? So that's the second page for people with the yeah, second page. All right, and this is where the two middle columns that we're looking at. Keys.
Okay. Yeah, gotcha.
All right, I'm going to go through it really quickly. I'm just going to tell you how are we going to make these big outcomes happen, right? More resources, more organizing, a big movement. How are we going to make that happen? Well, first, look at the activities column. It's the third column on the long list and the second page on your page. We're training people in groups on community resources. If you heard of Senior and Disability Survival School or Senior and Disability University, that's how we train people. But also we train ourselves in program meetings, in a housing meeting, in a healthcare meeting, right? And mental health meeting. All those meetings, we train ourselves and train each other. We also support individuals one-on-one on how to access those resources. It may be complicated sometimes, but Peter and his team of peer advocates has got it. They receive calls and tell people, this is how you access it. This is the questions that you have. Well, we have answers for it. We train people one-on-one and in groups on community organizing, right? Specifically Senior and Disability University. And we lead and participate in campaigns for policy change. So you heard of free Wi-Fi, right? And you were there. What other campaigns have we done? Eric, I know you know some.
30 right now.
30 right now, right? Giving the 30% of your income to be rent, as it should be for affordable housing, right?
Yeah.
Any other example?
Wheelchair repair clinic.
Wheelchair repair clinic and the money for it, we got it. Okay, okay.
I don't know how to do this, but I've been trying to let people be more aware of things that are SSI.
Yeah,
About the medical expenses and food stamps, which increases your food stamps if you spend medical expenses over $5.
so you are, and all of us, I want to reiterate what Britt said, educating people on if you use more of your medical expenses, then you get more on SSI and food stamps, or not SSI, but food stamps. That is training people on community resources, right? I want to say that this is all, everything that everyone does. Just because we're a staff, we don't say this is all, like, this is just us. We're saying we're empowering ourselves, from ourselves, by ourselves.
It's complicated because the food stamp people, like, their paperwork is,
Exactly,
you have to.
exactly. It is really complicated.
Someone on, oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Someone online just said, getting masks on BART.
Getting masks on board, that's another example of the campaign. Anyone here also heard of Free Muni, right?
Right.
Hey, we did that, okay?
Four traffic crosswalks and lights.
Thank you, David. Yeah, expanding the crossing time. That was another great campaign we did. And how do we do that, right? How do we make those campaigns happen? We recruit, build leadership capacity, and we retain members. We make sure people come to us and come back to us. Okay, and then at the same time, we need to continue to share information with everyone who's not here at the meeting, right? By sharing information online, on social media, email, newsletters, and also providing other opportunities like tabling, etc., to increase social interaction in our communities, okay? The outputs is just essentially how many people do we want to get to each part of the activity, right? How many people do we want to have in our meetings, in our campaigns? How many people does it take to have power? And I want to do a quick activity here. Well, tell me how, let's say I go to a city hall by myself. How much change do you think I can make? Just like,
Very little, if any.
yeah, like maybe I can talk to a supervisor, right? Maybe I can talk to Matt West, and maybe they will listen to me, right? But let's say everyone in this room, we go to the city hall. That's how many people? That's like 5, 10, 15, about 18 people, right? We go to the city hall. It's a crowd. It's a crowd. It's already a crowd.
The elevator's name.
Do you think they will listen to all of us together more than just to me?
Yes.
Yes, that's the right answer. But think, there are, 31 people online, 31 plus 18, right? Like, that's almost 50 people. What if 50 people went to the city hall? Do you think we would have more power than just people in this room? Yeah, yeah, so exactly. This is not difficult math. More people means more power. It's just as simple as that, okay?
Especially if you're doing civil disobedience or anything like that.
Exactly. It's different tactics, right?
I like civil disobedience.
All right, and I want to quickly go over the one last part here, the first slide, please. The problems and root causes. Okay, can someone read me the problems and root causes? The very first column, the first white box under problems and root causes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Problems at multiple levels, individual, which is interpersonal, environmental, and societal, public and corporate policy. See the problems and root causes slide for details.
Yeah, that's a slide we don't see on this long page, but we see that there are different problems that are individual, interpersonal between one another, right? Like conflicts, or I don't know, like the microaggressions, environmental and societal, something that's a little bit bigger. And also public and corporate policy, when policy is designed without addressing us as one of the people who are impacted, okay? Someone read me the root causes on the bottom left. Eric, you got this, go for it.
Okay. Ageism, ableism, I did it backwards.
It's okay.
Racism, classism, sexism, homophobia, and queer/transphobia. Poverty and trauma.
Exactly. We say that all the issues that we have right now come from these deep issues. And the way that we get to the ultimate impacts, or the ultimate impacts that we want to have, we believe that they will make our root causes and the problems that we experience individually, interpersonally, and on societal level better, okay? We want to challenge ableism, ageism, and all of the issues that we listed. And to do that, we divided up the tasks into something that is more chewable and digestible and doable, right? Okay, so, and I want to quickly just go over the second column, which is inputs. In doing so, we believe that the lived experience and professional experience and expertise of ourselves, the members, staff, board, peer advocates, volunteers, interpreters, all of the people who are involved in SDA work have something to bring to the table, and all the partner organizations, the funders, curriculum that we designed to do with survival schools and disability universities, relationships that we have with the legislators and other decision makers, we're bringing all of that to the table to challenge the root causes that we experience, okay?
All right. That's it for my part. That was like a mic drop from Dawson. Thank you so much, Dawson. That was an amazing explanation of the theory of change. What do you think? Does this make sense? Does this fit with what's still on? Does this fit with what you all think about SDA? See a couple nods. Is there anything new? Is there something where you're like, oh, I had no idea that SDA did that? Or I don't think we should do that. All right, so yeah, the wheelchair repair. They got money, that was new. All right, thanks so much. Yeah. So this is where SDA is now, right? Over the next few years or decades, this may change, right? So you see there's a date on it because it's really important that that's what we came up with for 2022. And we think it's gonna be good for a while. But at some point, you know, folks are gonna say, hey, you know, let's shift how we're doing this and what we're trying to get to. And so that's great. That kind of change is really important. And every program, the Healthcare Action Team, the Transit Justice Group, the East Bay Group, Survival School, et cetera, has a separate theory of change for exactly what their program is trying to do and how. So in some of the program groups, you'll have a chance to look at those and really have more of a discussion about how is your group going to get to the outcomes and the impact that we're striving for. All right, and Sarah's going to talk about the survey in a minute. Trying to figure out how we're going to adjust a little bit. We don't get to do small groups after all today. So I just want to ask a couple questions. First, are there any major questions, more like clarifying questions? Is there something here that doesn't make sense? Okay, maybe we're good. All right, so here's a question. So we talked about, well, Dawson talked about the outcomes and the impacts, right? And one of the big outcomes, I need my cheat sheet here. So one of the outcomes is that we want a strong and organized movement of seniors and people with disabilities in the San Francisco Bay Area, right? Give a shout or raise your hand if you are excited to build a strong and organized movement.
Yes.
I mean, that took a minute. I was like, if we're not excited, we're in trouble.
Yes.
So as Dawson was saying, we want to figure out how do we measure it and how do we actually get there, right? We don't want to be spending all of our time and energy just saying, well, we'll try and we'll see what happens, right? Because then if 10 years from now we haven't done anything, we're going to feel like we wasted our time. We need to be able to say, we have a pretty good idea that the things we're doing now are going to get us there. So the question I have for you is, what does that look like to you to have a strong and organized movement? What will we see that will tell us that we are making progress in building a movement?
More for disability, people with disabilities.
Like more services,
More access to a lot of.
more access? Okay, so we've got like policy changes.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else? What does it look like to have a strong and organized movement?
I would say more awareness.
Oh, hold on, Susie, sorry.
No, I think that.
No, Susie, go ahead.
I would say more awareness so that we can get more members, more people involved in what we're doing, because the majority of people have no idea.
We have more members, we have more people involved, people are thinking about disability and senior issues, absolutely.
Especially the ones who need it.
Right.
The ones who need it, yeah,
Involved.
absolutely. Anybody online want to add anything about what does that look like when we have a strong and organized movement? Betty?
That we're actually recognized when we go down to City Hall as a big group, like if everybody in this room we had a particular, issue that we wanted the board of supervisors to listen to, or the mayor. They see all of us and they say, this is senior and disability action. We better listen to them. We're gonna be in trouble otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peter, can you guys hear that?
Yeah, when we go down to City Hall, they listen to us and they see that we're a strong and organized group. Anyone online that wants to chime in?
They're a little fearful. The authorities are a little fearful.
Yeah, we have media attention.
Right.
Media attention.
Yeah,
there's more.
Oh, there's more.
It's a strong group when we went to City Hall.
Oh, my God. Sorry.
I thought you said you weren't gonna touch anything, Amy.
So in the chat, I'm seeing. Also, there's a lot of background noise.
Yeah, it sounds like it's underwater.
What is it?
Microphone? No.
It's somebody else's mic.
Here have their Zoom on and it might.
Yeah,
Well,
they're
maybe
trying to
it's
listen to
happening.
interpretation. It's off now.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Okay,
Uh,
great. I was about to ask about that.
Thank you. So, online, people said actual proof in terms of results. And yes, every group, including the Masks for Equity group, has a theory of change that staff have worked on that you all will talk about in your program groups. Peter, do you want to add on?
I was just making sure you saw the chat. That's perfect. Thank you.
Anything else from the chat that we missed? Okay, in the spirit of move up, move back, or take space, make space, making sure that we're hearing from different voices. Is there anyone who hasn't spoken yet who wants to share any thoughts on this theory of change? I'm gonna ask for people we haven't heard from. Okay, thank you, Ramon.
The more people who come, the stronger it becomes the group for our advocacy for free Wi-Fi.
Yes, the more people who come, the stronger our advocacy is going to be. All right. Thank you, everyone. So at our next meeting, we're going to take more time for discussion on this, and there's just never enough time. And so you could be thinking about, we all have a common idea, it sounds like, of what we're trying to get to, right? And so take a look, think about, how are we getting there, right? Do you feel like we're on that path? What should we be doing more of? What should we be doing differently? What should we adjust so that we can get that movement, we can have that strength, we can be heard in the way that we know we need to be. Sound good?
Are we bringing in concepts of continuity? I mean, it's theory of change, but it's theory of change and continuity, because especially considering the number of staff that seems to be leaving and that kind of change, the continuity as we transition from who we are now to who we will be in 6 months, in another 10 years.
Yeah, I really appreciate that point, David, about continuity, that we do have a number of staff leaving, unfortunately. We've got a number of great people coming in. But I think part of the continuity is having this theory of change written out, where there is no question about what is SDA and what are we trying to do, right? That what you see here is not about any one person, it's not about staff, it's about building a movement. And that is going to also support new staff and members to get an idea of where we are and where we're going. And, as Dawson was saying, we've got 50 members participating in this meeting today, right? Hopefully, most of you all aren't going anywhere, right? So staff may come and go, but the organization is about the community. And you all will have, you have the support you need to be able to keep fighting and keep going and have continuity. I will also say, we will say more about leadership transitions in the next few weeks. There are a lot of plans being made to make sure that it's a healthy, strong transition where we have stability and support. All right, on that note, I'm going to turn it over to Sarah to talk about the survey that we're doing to get an idea of how are we doing and what changes may we want to make.
I'm just trying to.
Hello, everybody. I sound like, I feel like sometimes like Grover when I,
Like who?
Grover. Hello, everybody.
Rover. I don't know who that is.
From Sesame Street.
Oh, okay. I'm a little old for Sesame
Okay,
Street.
so this year, you might recall that last year, we did a survey of our membership around this time. This is the second year that we've done this. This is one of the ways that we make sure our theory of change is doing what it's supposed to do, what we've designed it to do, what we've hoped that it would accomplish. So this year, we're asking all of our membership, new, if you just joined today or you've been around 20 years, everyone's voice is important and valid. And this survey will allow us to analyze if our programs are working for the people who participate in our programs. And they'll help us to see what sorts of changes we want to make to the work we do. And so we're going to start today introducing the survey and giving people an opportunity to fill it out. We will also make phone calls to people and support them in filling it out. It is a completely online survey, and that is because of how it is created and the information we need to analyze out of it. Online worked best, but we are here to help you fill it out. Our goal, we're gonna do it here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I have problems with online
Yeah,
because of my Wi-Fi reception and my lack of my computer won't belly up.
we are going to do it now in this
Thank you.
meeting. All of you who are online will get a chance. All of you who are in person will get a chance, hopefully all of you. You can also do it in the comfort of your own home, or we could call you later. And our goal is to get an 80% of our membership to fill out this survey at least. So that's about 150 people. So can I get a show of hands of everyone who wants to give input that will help make SDA stronger? Can I get a show of hands of everyone who will fill out this survey? Okay. Online, if you could raise your hand or do the. Great, and we'll have it in multiple languages, so everyone will have access to it. Once we have this survey collected, we will do something called a data party. We will party down and analyze data. Do they both sound fun? I think they both sound fun. We'll find out if the information, we'll find out about the information we collected. We'll all come together at a meeting and talk about what people said when they filled out the survey together. So I think now we're going to get a chance to fill it out. All right. About the actual survey.
Yeah, so, in the past, we've gotten like a sample survey. This year, we are gonna try to get every member
Yeah.
to fill out the survey, right? So maybe Sarah already said
I
that.
did,
I apologize.
yeah.
So, right now we have it in English. We aimed to have the Spanish and Tagalog versions ready. They are so close. We will have them ready by the end of today. So if you want to do it in Spanish or Tagalog, just hang on until tonight or tomorrow and you'll be able to do that.
You don't have Chinese?
We don't have Chinese because unfortunately we have so few members that only speak Chinese and not English.
Oh, okay.
That's, speaking of our theory of change, one of the areas we know we need to work on.
Right.
So, we want to ask people, we're going to give you some time to take a break. So, take a break, do what you need to do and fill out the survey in the next few minutes. It doesn't take long.
I'm gonna pull it. A few of us here in the room have our laptops available we'll pull it up for you to do. You could also do it on your phone.
It works well on your phone, and if you want us
No,
to
it's
text
okay.
you the link.
I'm having trouble with my phone too. That's.
We can do that.
Help me set it up?
Yeah, we're definitely gonna help you. So if anyone wants to do it by phone, come to one of us and we'll send you the link. If you want to do it on one of the laptops that are set up, Estelle's got a computer to help somebody. My computer is here somewhere right next to Estelle. So go to this corner or raise your hand if you're in person and we'll make sure you get that. And then of course you can do it at home. If you, yeah, we just want to know that everyone is done. So just let us know when you've completed it if possible. I think that's it. Your question, Peter, go ahead.
Yeah, and one of the ways that we'll also keep track of whether folks have completed is did you mention the gift card raffle at the end?
I did not, thank you.
Yeah, so if you complete the survey, at the end of the survey, you'll have an opportunity to separately click a different link to submit your name, say you've completed the survey. Please do that because also that helps us track it, but that will enter you to win a $100 gift card. That's fun.
$100.
Yeah, I believe. Am I right? I didn't overquote that, right, Jess? Right? All right, cool. And
Perfect.
just for folks online, I just want to make sure I've put the link in the chat. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be here though. If it's easier for me to email it to you, if you can't access the chat for any reason, it's hard for you to find the link, let me know. I'll be right here to help you find the link to the survey. We'll also email it out in the follow-up from this too.
Yeah.
And we will reconvene at 11:40.
Okay, I need to speak to Peter. Can you hear me, Peter?
Yeah, Eric, you want to call me directly?
I can't because there's something wrong with my phone. I wanted to just give you, after this, just stay online after, they adjourn. I had a couple clicks where I'm having trouble.
Okay, let's do that. Thank you for flagging that. We can talk right
Okay.
after. Thanks.
Okay, cool.
All right. Does anyone? Or does anyone have a laptop? Yeah, okay.
All right, folks. So like Jessica said, feel free to go off and do what you need to do. We'll start back up at 11:40. You will have time after this meeting to do the survey, but why not take the time now to at least get a jump start on it. One note, you have to complete the survey in one sitting. It says that, but it will reset if you don't finish it the first time you go through it. So just make sure you have a comfortable amount of time set aside.
Get it. How can we get it? Through email?
Would you like me to email it to you, Almira? Yes, I can email it
Yes,
to you. It's in the
Yes,
chat
please.
as well, and I will email it to you directly. Would anyone else like me to email it to them? Kathy?
Yes, Peter, I would. You could just do it in the chat, I think.
Oh, okay, yeah, I just put it in the chat, but I'll also just send you an email too. Why not? So I
Oh,
see Almira,
okay.
Kathy. Oh, that's the wrong Kathy. Kathy, there we go.
Lipscomb.
There, yeah,
Thanks, Peter.
it was Kathy at Archive Captioning for a second first. I was like, that's not the first Kathy. Of course. And then I bet Pat would want me to do that, so I can do that for Pat too. Great. Anyone else? And I am going to clarify the deadline for the survey when we are going to stop collecting surveys. I would say that within so we have a meeting with the Department of Disability and Aging Services to just check in on Monday. It's great for us to have a significant progress on the survey before then. So if you have time in the next few days to make sure you complete it, if you're not able to complete it right now, then that is a goal timeline. I'm gonna get a clarification on what the deadline is when we're done accepting responses.
Sure to complete. Doesn't go next.
And I have a quick question for anyone. If there's anyone on this call that speaks Filipino or Spanish, as we mentioned, we will have the survey translated shortly to in Spanish and Filipino. It's translated, just has to be put back in the right format now. And in the meantime, though, if you would like to fill out the survey, and it would be helpful to have questions clarified from English to Filipino, Tagalog, or Spanish, it's possible that maybe we could do a quick breakout room, and Esther could hop in a breakout room with someone, or Karina or Yuvia could. So just if that is something that would help you, don't hesitate to speak up if you have questions. Esther, do you mind just sharing that in the Filipino channel just to make sure? Elmira, I saw your email and I just figured I would quickly check in since we have a few minutes before the break ends. It's not letting you go to the next page?
Then go
Do
to
you-
the next page.
do you see a button to click next? Do you see that green button?
Now it's coming.
Oh, you now see it. Okay, good. Yeah. There should be a next button at the bottom of each page until the last one, when it says something like finish or submit.
Oh, Peter,
Oh, Pat,
I thought we were supposed to come back at 11:40.
I have 11:37 on my clock.
Yeah, so do I, but it appears that people are filling out the form.
Yes. Yeah, that's what we're using the break to fill out the form.
How do I reach that form?
I emailed it to you. And it's also in the chat. I can put it in the chat again if that would be helpful.
Put it in the chat and yeah, thanks.
Great. And Pat, so you might have missed this. We're asking folks if you have time now to fill out the survey. Perfect. But it'd be great to have it completed by Monday when we have a conversation with Goss, because then we get a more informed discussion. I just checked on this. I think we're going to set the hard deadline as a little bit later. But yeah, so just aiming for a Monday completion would be really helpful. And if you can finish it just in the next 20 minutes or hour after the meeting, really helpful. Thanks.
Well, it doesn't seem to go into, I can't open it from the chat.
If you hover over the link, does it give you like a little hand to click?
Link to survey. Okay, no, it doesn't.
Oh, okay. Then maybe you could either highlight it if that works for you, or you can then copy and paste it, or you could just wait and check it in your email when you have a minute.
I think I'll do it in the email and then, yeah, that might be easier. Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Shout out Marisol and either David or Alice finishing the survey. We love to see it. If you've had a chance to finish this survey, just pop that in the chat. It's great to know. And also, you can fill out the little link at the end to get entered into the raffle, and that'll help us keep track. We'll also probably at some point remind you, and you'll say, don't worry, I already did it. And you can just tell us that, because there will be a reminder at some point. Okay. Great, David. Thanks, David. And Alyssa, awesome. Thanks, folks. Cool. I check in with the folks in person. Um,
Peter,
yes, Nati. I see your
please
chat.
check
You would
mine if I went right.
got it. I can't see if unless you submitted your name at the very end in the link, I won't
Oh,
know that it's
I did
yours.
not. I did not. If
Okay,
in
well,
case,
uh-huh.
yeah, I just pass it. But if in case I'll repeat, email me, okay?
Okay, thanks, Nati. Yeah, I'll check. I should be able to if you
Answer
finished it
all.
right around
I-
now, then I should be able to suss out which one.
Yeah.
Thank- Okay, it sounds like the folks in person are just gonna take a few more minutes to work through the survey. So people online, I have one question for you all to be thinking about. As you can see, we're getting to the budget updates and check-in and looking ahead at the hearing date. Oh, thank you, Rebecca, finishing the survey. Awesome. So that's the next thing that's coming. But after that, we will have time and space for announcements. And we'll go through a couple from the staff first. And then I just want to know, so I can add to my list. Don't make the announcement now, but do you have an announcement? Tell me if you do, just if you have one, and then I'll make sure I've got everyone on the list to make an announcement in a little bit. Looks like Alice has an announcement. Thank you, Alice. I'll put you down. Or is it a question? If okay, cool. It's an announcement. Thanks. Alice, announcement. Great. Let me look. Anyone else? And announcements, remember, they could be another action, another group that you're part of. It could be a fun event that's coming up that you think people should know about, a film festival, anything like that is a great thing to announce. Anything that you think the group should be thinking about generally, it may be an issue. That's a great thing to share in the announcements. So I've got Alice down. Does anyone else have an announcement? Okay, great.
Peter, did you read my name in the chat?
Yes. What is it, Nati?
Hmm?
What is it? What are you asking?
You want the survey that I finished? No, if it went correct.
I can't look right now, Nati, but I was saying I will tell you later.
Okay, thank you.
Great. Oh, and Orland, thank you, Orland. Great.
Yeah, I appreciate.
Thanks, Nati.
All right, are folks ready to reconvene?
We online, we are, yeah.
Okay, let's do this. Raise your hand if you just completed the survey. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many people are voting? I see David and Alice. I hope you each did it. So that's 2. Who else online did it?
So many people.
Rebecca did it. Oh, people are putting in the chat. Wonderful. And if you haven't, please do it by Monday, if at all possible. So it's Thursday now. So we are going to send it out by email later today with a Spanish and Tagalog version as well. So you can do it tonight, you can do it tomorrow, you can do it this weekend. Sound good? Who else is going to do it by Monday? Anyone in the room who hasn't done it yet? You're going to do it by Monday?
I think
Everyone
Kathy
already
will,
did it.
Elmira will, Alice will.
Okay, thank you so much. So we are going to do some quick updates on budget and other campaign updates. So do we have Lekia or Excel?
They just both walked away.
You know what? We're just going to switch our timing a little bit. Is Shia online yet? Also, I'm hearing background noise. Is that right?
It's the people looking at the translation on their phone.
It's interpretation. Okay, great.
Kaya is not online.
You know what? We're gonna do a couple campaign updates. I'm gonna ask Rhea to give an update on some masking stuff.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Hope people can hear me. And hope everyone is doing well. I am just announcing, along with Alyssa and Alice, who are also here, that we have a phone bank coming up next week about keeping or bringing back the mask requirement in healthcare settings. So like when we go to the doctor, the hospital, the emergency room, other medical offices, dentists, wanting all the providers and patients to still wear masks because COVID is still ongoing, even though the state of emergency is officially lifted. And we're having a phone bank on Wednesday, which is May 17th from 12:30 to 1:30 p.m. It's going to be on Zoom, so you can join from anywhere and you could join for part of it if you can't make it to the whole thing. And we're going to be calling our healthcare providers like Kaiser and Sutter and SF General Hospital, wherever we go for healthcare, and telling them that we want them to require masks again if they've stopped. And we'll have all of the talking points, the phone numbers, and everything set up. So if you just want to show up, make a few calls, we'll help you out and make that happen. And I'm going to put a link in the chat to the flyer and the Zoom to register for the phone bank. So that's on Wednesday, the 17th from 12:30 to 1:30. And if you have any questions about it too, you can ask me, or also Alyssa and Alice, who are here, are also helping organize it.
Yay! Thank you to the masking team for working on that to keep all of us safe. Who in the room or online will join Wednesday at 12:30 online and make a few phone calls?
What is that?
It's online.
What is it?
We're gonna make some phone calls to healthcare providers to urge them to keep masking so that we can all be safe. So, all right, well, I'm gonna turn to healthcare providers so that if you go to Kaiser and you're immunocompromised, you can go get healthcare and not worry that you're gonna get COVID and get really sick from it.
The healthcare providers choose not to wear masks.
Now they have that option, and we don't think they should.
It's the one not to go to.
Unfortunately, it's all of them, so we gotta learn to work together. So maybe for those who are coming to the housing collaborative, since that starts Wednesday at 1, we can all make a few phone calls at the beginning. Sound good? All right. Let's see. We still are missing. Okay, I'm just gonna do a quick budget update. So it is budget season for the city budget for San Francisco, also for Oakland, and for the state, right? Everybody's coming up with their budgets. And in the city and everywhere, they're saying that there's not as much money coming in because of business, because of COVID, and that there's not enough money to spend on things. But where do you think the mayor wants to spend all the money that they do have?
The police.
The police, right? What actually keeps us safe? Is it police or is it things like housing and home care and community programs? Okay, that was a leading question. We all.
It was a rhetorical question.
What was that?
It was a rhetorical question.
Keeps us safe. And so we're gonna have to fight very hard to make sure that not only do these community programs not lose funding, but that we actually get more money for housing, for mental health services, for all the things that we care about, that we know our communities need. So,
Shia is also online now.
yes, thank you very much. So we are gonna keep folks posted on when there are key budget hearings and when we need you to call the mayor, call your supervisors. So the big budget asks that we have from SDA in San Francisco, we're asking for funding for portable rental subsidies for seniors and people with disabilities. We're also asking to create disability operating subsidies. And I think there's one more thing that I'm forgetting. The elevator. We're asking for more funding to fix elevators and SROs. Leahy is back. Is there anything for asking for from the city budget in San Francisco? Besides the housing stuff?
Well, just for them to revise other ways and, in general, you know, for the whole, budget justice,
Yes, to support all the interests of the Budget Justice Coalition.
yeah.
And then in Oakland, Excel is gonna tell us what we're fighting for.
We are asking for $500,000 for home modifications for homeowners and renters.
Yeah. And transportation.
And they had decided to cut the sidewalk crew, which was supposed to repair some sidewalks in Oakland. And so we're asking for that money to be reinstated, for there to be a sidewalk crew, and to advocate for more street safety. Yeah.
So give a shout out if you want to make sure we get funding for all of these things in San Francisco and in Oakland. We are gonna be counting on everyone to speak out, and we will keep you posted on exactly when and how to do that. Sound good?
Yeah.
All right. So I am delighted to introduce to you our soon-to-be starting transit organizing director, Shia French, who is online to say a few words. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Shia.
Hey, my name is Shia. I use they, them pronouns. For an image description, I am a white queer person with kind of bluish green hair, and I'm sitting in my kitchen. And yeah, so I'll share a little bit about me is that I'm someone who has a disability and grew up with a disability and like felt a lot of shame about that growing up. And then when I was kind of in high school and college, I learned that there was a political movement around disability and around accessibility. And I was so excited that like this could be something where there's vibrant community. This could be something where we were able to win things politically, that, you know, disability could be about all of the problems in society making it hard to be disabled and not about things that were wrong with me. So I have been organizing for probably like 7 or 8 years, and around prison abolition, around reproductive justice, and mostly for the past 6 years, organizing at the Boston Center for Independent Living. And we organize with kind of low-income disabled people in the greater Boston area. Many of our members are seniors. I'd say at least half of our membership is our folks who are seniors. And so we worked on things like quadrupling the amount of funding for housing vouchers for disabled people in the state, stopping cuts to paratransit, making rides to medical appointments that are provided by Medicaid a lot safer, and working with our partners to ensure disabled people as well as seniors are included in the planning on how we'll all survive climate change. I focused on disability, but I'm really excited to learn about some of the ways that ageism shows up and is similar and also different from what our members of our younger disabled community need.
Thank you, Shia. Welcome. All right, so our transit justice meeting is on Friday, May 26th at 1 o'clock on Zoom. Be sure that you are there if you are interested in transit. We will be talking about the Gimme Shelter campaign. We're talking about an action about a Muni elevator. Lots of exciting stuff happening. Okay, so we have a few other announcements, and for in-person folks, afterwards we have tamales coming,
Oh,
and we'll move some tables outside, so that we can sit outside and eat. So hope you can stick around for that. All right, so I'm gonna ask Peter to start with the announcement about the free Wi-Fi retreat, and then we'll do other staff announcements. And if members have announcements, please raise your hand.
Right. Hi, everyone. Hello. So, as previewed at previous meetings, we are putting together a free Wi-Fi retreat for folks who are involved in the campaign to do a retrospective look back and a look forward also at how people can continue to stay involved in the issue as SDA relinquishes a lot of the work that we've been doing. I'm really excited for that conversation. It will be Friday, June 9th from approximately 11 to 2:30. We'll have lunch. We would really like anyone who is involved in the campaign in ways big or small to be there. So this is a time that kind of worked best for some of the core folks who were really involved in planning the campaign for a long time. So I'm really looking forward to it. I know Dawson's really looking forward to it. The location is being finalized yet, but hold the date for Friday, June 9th at 11 to 2:30. And if you came to those program group meetings, you came to those actions, we want you there. It's part of thinking back on what we accomplished and thinking about how you can keep the issue in the spotlight as we move forward. Is there anyone here who wants to make sure they get the information for that? That isn't maybe on the regular Wi-Fi email lists or anything like that. Elmira, yes, I'll make sure you for sure. You will have that information on the updates. Anyone else?
Yes, could you repeat the information, please?
Absolutely, Susie. That was Susie, right? It's Friday, June 9th. So about a month from today, the second Friday in June, at about 11 a.m. to 2:30. We will have lunch provided for folks. And probably some coffee and tea for more.
They don't know yet.
The location is being determined, being finalized rather. All right. Okay, cool.
11, June 9 at 11?
June 9th at 11. Yes.
Okay, thank
Well,
you.
and yes. I know that we've talked to some of you all already about this. I know Cora's got it in her date book already.
General stuff like all of it.
I think it's just anything specific. I'm sorry, Peter, can you repeat the purpose of this?
Oh, just go
meeting?
back to the beginning of the announcement. Yeah, sure. This is the free Wi-Fi campaign reflection retreat. It's looking back at the campaign for free Wi-Fi that we've been doing for the past 2 years and are now putting a pause on, entering a period of abeyance. That is an opportunity for people who were involved in the campaign to look back, to celebrate what we've done, to think about how individually we can stay involved in that movement moving forward, even if SDA is not prioritizing the issue moving forward because we have other issues that we're working on. So
thank you.
I'm going to put my email in the chat just so that people can reach me that way. And I'm also going to say it out loud one time in case you have questions about it. It's Peter, P-E-T-E-R, at sdaction.org, like all of ours. Okay, I'm going to pass this on to Sarah. Do you want to make an announcement about June 15th?
Yes, hello, everybody.
So this will be going out over email really soon. But I wanted to announce that we are going to have a going away party for Jessica on June 15th, 5 to 7 p.m. at a fully accessible location that is outdoor, completely outdoors. It's called Monarch Gardens. And it's right across from Costco
Oh, okay.
at 11th. It used to be called like Street.
Yeah.
Something else. Street Eats. Yeah, now they changed the name and it's a lovely location for a party. It's going to be 5 to 7 on June 15th. And that it's at the corner, like the kind of nooked in under the freeway, right across from Costco at 11th and Division. I'm sorry, I don't have the exact address right now, but I think everybody knows what I'm talking about.
Cocktail hour.
So cocktail hour, free drinks, drinks. I didn't hear the question.
What day of the week is that?
It's a Thursday. Or what they call it, Sweden Little Saturday.
I never heard that before.
What time?
5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eleanor.
Okay, thank you.
Black tie.
Okay. Okay, and now so the Housing Collaborative is this upcoming Wednesday, which is the 19th
Right.
at 1 p.m. If you're interested in joining us for the Housing Collaborative this Wednesday, the 19th at 1 p.m., you can email me. My email is itzel@sdaction.org. Thank you. Are you putting in the chat? Thank you, Amy. And if you're in person, you can just come and talk to me and I will invite you.
So Itzel, you sent an email about that yesterday.
Uh-huh.
Should I reply on that or should
Yes.
I, okay, because I filed it. I come to all of them anyway.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
I have a couple announcements. One is that some of you committed to participate in the university, senior and disability university for the Strong Voices. And so there's another opportunity for you to come because last sessions we didn't have enough people. But I think that now that you see our space and that, it is getting closer to the budget, now you can make the commitment, right? So let's see if we can try to come here. We're gonna also have, a really interesting way of developing our message for this budget season. This budget season is gonna be tricky because, there are gonna be a deficit already. We know that there is a deficit. So please come and join us, okay? It's all gonna be in charge of this university and we need to, see that people are involved so we can really have the strong voices that we've been talking about. The other announcement is that we need to figure out, other ways in which we can bring some of our friends. So next month, when we meet, I think that it would be nice if you can bring your friend to your SDA meeting, okay? So think about a friend that you have that will be great at joining and being excited about what we are doing, right? So I bet that you all have at least one friend that will be happy to join us. So, and when you bring your friend, you're gonna be enter into a raffle. I'm gonna give you a really nice, really nice raffle prize, and you need to join so you can see, what the raffle prize is. So please bring your friend next meeting, okay? Thank you, guys.
So Alex, you wanna go ahead and give your announcement?
Hear me okay?
Yep.
Great. So I can focus if the room can please, thank you for muting yourselves. Great. So I wanted to announce the National Week of Action to keep masks in healthcare. It's actually not just to keep them in healthcare in those hospitals across the country, which still have them, and other healthcare facilities which do, but to bring them back as every or almost every local hospital has dropped those universal mask requirements. And just so everybody realizes how this is important, not just to immunocompromised people, but to everybody, we are all at risk of long COVID, and many of us disabled people and seniors are especially at high risk of a bad outcome from COVID. And healthcare facilities are a place where many people go and seek healthcare because they're very sick and contagious with COVID. So this is so important that we can safely access healthcare, and I would say all of public life. But let me quickly announce this action, which our phone bank, which thank you, Fareya, for your leadership in it and for announcing it. That is part of our National Week of Action, and we will be sharing publicity with many local groups which are working very hard to advocate for COVID safety and COVID equity across the country. The Mask Week of Action is from May 15th to 21st. It's initiated by COVID Safe Campus and COVID Advocacy Initiative / Mandates Mask in collaboration with multiple groups across the country. That includes Senior and Disability Action. I'm just one of a couple folks who are involved with that, and we're actually all involved since we're all doing that phone bank in our group, and I hope people will join us. I'm going to put a link into the chat where you can sign up to get involved. You just get some emails, and you can tweet, you can spread the word both about our phone bank and about nationwide actions, like we'll have a nationwide Twitter storm. There's a toolkit there, which actually has incredibly helpful advice for any campaign that's for our access, full access for senior and disabled people. And I'm happy to answer any questions. Thanks so much.
Oh yeah, we'll unmute. Thank you. Thank you, Alice. So on that note, I want to announce that today, May 11th, is the last day of federal emergency on COVID. But we all know that COVID is not over, right? Can I hear what? So COVID is not what? Not over. Thank you. Why? Because until the last person is free of COVID, we are all in chance of getting COVID again. The way to protect yourself from long COVID is to continue to wear masks. That's the simplest solution to everything, especially indoors. Outdoors, also try to keep your masks on in solidarity to people who are immunocompromised and in solidarity with yourself to protect yourself. The pandemic is not over until the last person is free of COVID, okay? But if you're on Medicare, today may be the last day for you to order your 8 free over-the-counter COVID tests. You may have received them already, then just ignore this. But if you haven't and you have Medicare, you are eligible for up to 8 free COVID over-the-counter tests for take-home tests. And today's the last day to get them. After today, you will have to pay for them, like other medications, okay? So remember that. And on that depressing, but still hopeful note, we will adjourn the meeting. Thank you everyone for coming, and thank you everyone for joining us. We will see you next month, June 8th. From 10 to 12 p.m. From 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. June 8th.
Bye.
No, I want to talk to Peter. I have to talk to Peter.
Cool. All right. Bye, folks. Bye, folks.
We are so lucky, so we're gonna get.
Thanks.
Great meeting.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks all. Thank you all.
Hello, Peter.
Everyone.
Yeah, I'm staying, Eric. I got you. All
Okay,
right. Give it 1 second. We're gonna let people filter out.
take your time.
Thanks, everyone. Good to see you. Happy Thursday. Have a great day. Eric and I are gonna stay on the Zoom line for a second. So Eric, maybe I'll put us in a quick breakout room. That way we can
Whatever you
start
want to
chatting.
do, this won't take long.
Yeah, I figured. Give me 1 second. All right. Thank you, Karina. Thank you, Yuvia. Appreciate you all. Thank you for being here.
I'm gonna take this table outside. Is this very helpful?
Are we gonna eat here or outside?
This is not your personal laptop, right?
That's, I think it's Jessica's.
Okay. So what's up, Eric? Looks like people are,
Okay.
I'll end the meeting in a moment for people. It seems like people are maybe finding a hard time exiting, but yeah, what's up?
Okay, two things. First of all, did you send a Zoom info to us
No, not
yet?
yet. No, I'm
Okay,
about
I
to
just
do
want
that
to make
after
sure I
this.
didn't miss it.
Yeah.
Okay, the second most important thing is when I got to this meeting, my phone is locked. I can't get it. Well, I'm gonna try whatever I can try, but if I have difficulty getting it together by tomorrow and I can't access it by Zoom, the only thing I have is my tablet. I will try to do that, right?
Okay.
Maybe if I'm not there, that's the reason why.
Got it. Okay. If you're still having trouble and it's not working on your tablet, like maybe just test it out in the morning or something if you have a chance, then we can also postpone. It's okay. But yeah, I'm planning on shortening the meeting a little bit. Because- What's that?
We're shortly after 2. I planned, 2 to, it's 11.
Yeah, exactly. So we would end maybe a little earlier, more like 1 o'clock, just because I realized that 3 hours on Zoom is a really long time.
Cool, that's perfect.
Great.
So if I'm unable to, my difficulty is because I'm only using the tablet, my computer went belly up. So
right.
to that, I have poor Wi-Fi, so I'll try, if I have trouble in the meeting, I'll do the best I can. That's all I can say. If I'm not there, hopefully I'll get the phone back together. What I'm gonna do is see if that will bust it loose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can't turn it off in order to reset it. It's weird. I don't know what this problem is, but hey, I'm the type who would marry the cyber world. Everything happens. So anyway, that's all I just wanted to tell you. For some reason you don't get me, it's not because I'm not trying.
No, thank you for the heads up. I appreciate that a lot. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Is everything in DC?
I'm not quite in DC yet. I'm in New Jersey on my way down to DC. I flew into Jersey and I'm seeing a friend first.
Okay, my thoughts and prayers are with you, brother.
Thanks, Eric. I appreciate it. All right. Well, hopefully I'll get to see you tomorrow. But if not, no worries. I understand tech troubles are tech troubles.
We'll just have to find a way around it.
Yeah. Makes sense.
All right.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, thanks a lot, man.
Yeah. Talk to you later.
All right, take care, man.
Green chicken.
Yeah, fine.
Amy, was there anything else?
Not that I can tell.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Talk to
See
y'all
you.
later. Yeah. Bye, all.
All right, take care.
Bye, Elmira.